welcome to episode 40 of Anime Territory. I'm your host this week, Johnny Ruhal. With me as always is my co-host, Benjamin, my favorite compact disc shabbing.
That's a great one. Forgot about that.
Were you thinking of nicknames as well, even though it was my
No, I
show?
knew I wasn't hosting.
Okay. I was thinking about nicknames, and I had a couple of thoughts, and I was just like, nothing's as memorable as my favorite compact disc. So I'm going to go with
First thing that popped in my head when you asked was Santa Claus fetishes.
Santa Claus fetishes. Okay. There's a lot of things I think could be used, but it's just like, there's so many gags in this anime.
We'll talk
which, of course, today we are covering Seitokai Yakuindomo. So I believe how you pronounce it. It's,
works for me.
Anime adaptation of a 4-panel gag manga. So, like, it's a lot of, like, quick bits. It's not like a...
Is that essentially like a Garfield comic?
Yeah, sort of.
Gotcha.
Like
Just
that.
trying to guess.
Maybe
3 panels.
Well, yeah, those could be 3 panels. There are 4.
It's like a Sunday comics.
Yeah,
manga.
Yeah, basically,
cool.
It's gag. There is not. I've watched a couple other anime that were based off of short.
Yeah, I think there's
stuff.
been a couple.
But it's a very quick. We do the bit, we move on, and the last bit doesn't have too much bearing on the previous or on the next bit. So
this being adapted from that type of manga makes a whole lot of sense. When
just puts everything into context, yeah, because it's not your normal anime pace on this show.
No,
but I guess we'll go straight into first impressions. I liked it. It wasn't what I wanted, but it kind of started getting towards what I wanted. And maybe the future seasons will. It's obviously popular. It's got 2 seasons, a bunch of OVAs, and 2 movies.
Did you want romance?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. I thought it would be more rom-com, and now it's really more rom. The rom is not really there, but...
That's a Ben Honsley joke. He's like, should we note when a romantic comedy is more comedy than romantic with a com-rom?
I do sort of remember talking about that. But enough about other podcasts that we wish to God would recognize us, but I understand that they don't, because why the hell would they? The Seitokai Yakuindomo is one of those shows where I just saw like several clips of it, and I'm like, well, this seems kind of funny. This could be interesting.
That's basically what the show is. It's kind of funny and kind of interesting.
Yeah, and it's got cute girls.
Yes.
Which, I mean, I guess I would give it like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, that's where I would put it, about a 6.
But I want to see more is the thing. I don't know about you. I want to see more. I want to watch.
I wouldn't mind seeing more.
Okay. Do we want to cover the second season on the podcast at some point?
Probably.
Okay. Maybe not the next episode we do, but while we're thinking of it, we might as well watch the second season.
We might just lump the second season and the movies together.
Yeah.
If
we really like the second season and we're like, well, let's just watch the movies and do it, and we have the time to, we might do that. So, but I figured a lot of times we talk about the plot on this show. It's a way to fill dead air time. Or this might be a shorter episode, or it might be the longest episode yet. I don't know. But we're not going to talk about the plot too much because it's not important.
Not really.
It's just a vehicle for moving along. It's like, okay, they're going through the school year.
Every episode is about 10 different bits.
Yeah.
So it's just hard to explain the plot when there's no...
Yeah, it's like, do we mention every single bit? Do we just mention the general premises of them? So I thought we would talk about the general premise, which is our main character, typical dense MC, doesn't know girls like him.
Takatoshi Suda.
Takatoshi Suda. And he decides, I'm going to go to this high school that until this year was an all-girls school, which like some animes have done before, where it's like, oh, this is like the MC goes in thinking this will be easy to get a harem, and he's just like, nope, not interested in that. It's just close to my house, and I don't have to go up a hill.
Is there an anime where like a guy accidentally joins an all-girls school and he's the only guy?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if it's always an accident, but there are definitely shows like that. There's one show in particular I'm thinking of. I cannot remember the name, but I have seen it.
Okay.
And it's like in order for it to be okay, his cover is that he is gay and has a muscle fetish, and then therefore the girls feel comfortable enough to be around him. But it's not true.
Gotcha. Except
for maybe the muscle fetish a little bit. Just in like that's impressive body. Like who's I'm not gonna not compliment the guy's ass.
I just feel like there's like a popular anime where it's like, oh, this guy accidentally enrolls into an all-girls school and it's just him.
I mean, there's probably a couple of things. There's a there's like a mech anime where only girls can use mechs, but this one guy can, so he's in a school for the mech pilots, but he's the only boy.
I think The Parent Trap kind of has that. I think there's a guy who accidentally joins like this all like girls summer camp. I might be wrong about that though.
It's been a long time since I've seen The Parent Trap. Starring Lindsay Lohan, because we are young people. We have not seen the original Parent Trap movies.
Were you blown away as a kid that was the same person playing the twins?
I don't remember being blown away. I think I knew it when I watched it.
I definitely did not know.
Okay.
When I learned that, I'm like, what? It's one person?
I knew it.
How did they do that?
I don't know. Mirrors.
Lots of mirrors.
That was like, I say mirrors. I think that was, because bringing back to Blake Check, when they covered Nancy Meyers and they covered The Parent Trap because she directed that. I think Griffin was also blown away by it, and he asked his mom or his dad how they did it because they were like trying to impress him, like, oh, that's the same person, and they're like, I don't know, mirrors. But enough about The Parent Trap, starring Lindsay Lohan. We've got, he enrolls in the school. There's a lot of girls there.
He doesn't mainly really, girls. There's a couple boys.
He doesn't really care about that.
No.
He's just, it's close to my house. He is a little bit slovenly in his appearance as on his first day. He gets stopped by the student council president, Shino Amakusa, who is like, you need to, you represent our school, you need to look nice or whatever. They're doing that bullshit. Fixes his tie, and at the same time, like, kind of like chokes him a bit with it as like punishment for being a Slaven, and then says, we need a boy in the student council, I'm recruiting you. And he's like, all right, whatever. I guess.
Was he just like the first boy who showed up, or was
I
he
guess
like hand selected?
Maybe we'll get into it later. I say into it later, meaning not this season, we don't know. Okay. But maybe there's some reason for it. At this point, it was random.
Okay.
They're like, maybe they gave the test to the other boy, because they like ask him like why he wanted to go to the school, and he's just honest that it's close to his house. Like they quiz him about that.
So she might have like questioned the underappreciated glasses Kun. It's like, hey, why are
you
the
only
here?
Other boy we've seen?
Oh, I think
we've seen a couple of other ones.
No, there's the sports festival. There's just a group.
Yeah, they were They were herded into a pen somewhere. But I don't think we get underappreciated glasses Kun's name. I wrote it down from online.
It's not on Wikipedia, if that helps.
I mean, when I looked up characters, he was there. I think he becomes more prominent.
Okay.
Because he is apparently the president of the movie making club or something.
Oh, that's awesome.
His name is Kinji Yanagimoto.
Kinji.
But we should talk, before we give ref plot outline, I think it makes more sense if we talk about the characters.
Yeah.
So we've already mentioned we've got typical, dense, nice, average male protagonist.
Total,
Doormat?
Doormat. Just, he's there.
His job is to be...
He's the straight man.
Yeah, in the comedy sense.
Yes.
Though I believe he is also a straight man, but he is a comedic straight man.
Yes.
But he is there to react to the president, Shino Amakusa's dirty jokes, and the secretary, Aria Shichijo's not really dirty jokes, but dirty implications.
They both are just...
horny on main.
Yeah. Everything that comes out of their minds or out of their mouths are usually just a sex joke.
Sex jokes or
innuendo or anything.
Yeah. But other than the sex jokes, Shina Amakusa's personality is, I don't know, respectable. She's the a little bit like her only flaw is that she feels like her chest is too small, which is not a flaw.
And she has a fear of heights.
And a fear of a fear of heights, and like not even that tall of heights. Like the diving pad at school for like race pool racing or whatever. Too high. Too big of a jump. But I don't know. She's just she's good at everything.
Wikipedia says she is serious and diligent, excels in academics, and is very popular among the student body.
Yes.
However, she is almost always thinking perverted things.
Yes, that is accurate.
Yes. Also, again, when they first met, it's implied that she has him in the student council so she can, like, study him.
Okay, study the male body.
Yeah.
Gotcha. The male mind.
And body.
Yes. Well,
don't forget the body.
Don't forget that. Let's talk about Aria a little bit. She's a little bit more interesting of a person. So she is
filthy rich.
Filthy rich. She's got an all gold bathroom in her house. I think she simultaneously wears a chastity belt and vibrator at all times.
Yeah. That part just was hilarious to me.
It's just like
that's where that remote went.
I can turn off this vibrator. It's like what? It's
been missing for months.
It's like she's just like she's also super perverted, but also like super chaste. I don't know how to. It's like how much of it is her teasing, and how much is her a freak. Freak's not the right word. Fiend.
Fiend might be a better word.
What?
Fiend is probably a good word.
Yeah. I mean, fiend's got some implications too, but you can have lovable fiends.
But she'll be like, oh yeah, I love the outdoors. I was conceived outdoors.
Yeah.
Or
it's like, that tree is special to my parents. It's like, oh, is that where your dad proposed to your mom? No, it's where I was conceived. Like, what? She's got a maid whose name I did not write down.
Oh, I wrote it down.
I forgot about her until just now. She's not introduced till way late in the show. But her hobby is...
I thought I did.
Her hobby is smelling her underwear. Not her own underwear. Aria's underwear. And she's like, it's a shame to wash underwear. And she's not that good at being a maid.
Oh, yeah. She's also, they call it like socially... What is it? Like a social airhead. Because like she'll just like stand in front of a doorway and not do anything. Because she's like waiting for it to open. It's like apparently all of her
Aria
doors.
Yeah, she's like, they're like, hey Aria, what's up? She's like, oh yeah, I guess schools don't have automatic doors. Or should we at the bottom of a staircase? What's going on? Oh yeah, I guess schools don't have escalators. Like that's just part of your house.
You have escalators at your house?
Automatically opening doors.
Do you live in a mall?
She's fun.
Yeah. I like Aria.
Then we have, rounding out our quartet of student council, we have our other comedy straight man, which is Suzu Hagimura, which she is also a first year. She's super smart. She's like a prodigy sort of thing. But she looks like a grade schooler. That's her bit.
She is a lolly.
They constantly have like when she's in the shot with someone, they'll just have text pointing to the bottom of the screen. It's like, her head is right here.
That's a good bit.
Yeah. There's a couple of like height-based gags they do. Like there's one point where they're in the student council room together, Suda and her, and somebody walks in and they're like, oh my, and then we're like, okay, that was a little bit of a weird reaction. And then another person walks in and we get a glimpse. It's like, oh yeah, her head is just right there at crotch level.
What is it? Like she was eating pudding and Suda was doing something else, so it was implied, I guess, that she was.
Yeah, like it's just like, oh yeah, that motion can be taken the wrong way.
There's another part where like she was talking, but they didn't see her, so it was like implied that they thought Suda's dick was talking.
Oh, that was the other
like,
thing.
What?
It's like, okay, come on, people. But other than her being temperamental about her height, she's a pretty normal person.
Yes.
Like there is a couple of episodes, or maybe just one episode, where the older students, the president and the secretary, Shino and Arya, are at on their class trip, and it's just like they get stuck in an infinite loop of dirty jokes because nobody's there to be the straight man and reprimand them for being dirty or whatnot, and then they cut back to Suda and Suzu just quietly studying, and it's like, it's kind of boring with nobody there to for them to respond to. I like that bit.
Also point out that Suzu has an IQ of 180 and can do 10-digit arithmetic calculations in her head.
Yep.
She always brings that up when somebody questions her.
When they're like, "Are you a child? What is this child doing?"
I like it when she gets hit on by like an elementary school kid at the beach.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that poor girl.
Also in that episode, she looks like a tuber from Pokemon.
Yes. Cross that off of your list of things to talk about.
Yep. It's one of my notes.
Okay, so going into kind of the second tier of characters, we've got Renko Hata.
Yes.
Who is the newspaper club person who is just constantly taking disturbing photos of people. I say disturbing in the sense that, like, these are teenagers. You should not be...
She is paparazzi / like gossip news article person.
Yes.
All in one.
She'll, like, exaggerate truths for the articles and headlines. She'll take, it's not revealing pictures or, like...
She tries to get those, but she's also just trying to get... revealing is probably not the best word, but it's close.
Sexy pictures, but not naked pictures per se.
No.
Though I wouldn't put it past her.
It's like she's got the president
saucy
to
picture.
take saucy pictures in like a bathing suit because she knows it would sell.
Yeah.
It's like the time she sniped a shot of the president and Suda like accidentally like sleeping next to each other because she like rolled into bed.
Oh yeah, because they got
trapped or whatever.
They went to the beach with the next character I'm going to talk about driving, their teacher / student council supervisor, Naruko Yokoshima, who should be in jail.
She should be in prison. At least she should not be at a school.
She should not be allowed to teach at a school.
Yes.
She is thirsty for younger men, which I guess is comedy in Japan.
She is horny on May.
Yes.
And it's been a while.
So I guess the implication is that she never actually does anything, but
well, she's like, I became a teacher because I wanted to like get a group of young hooligans and like teach them right.
Yeah, she wanted to be like the dramatic, like, I'm gonna reform these no good punk teenagers and be their leader or something.
/ have sex with them?
I guess. I don't know.
But then she gets a job at a co-ed school, so it's like, well, now it sucks.
She got a job at an all-girls school, and then it's a co-ed
That's
school.
like kind of prudish, so she's like can't be really sexual or anything.
Yeah.
But it's like,
lady, you have problems.
You chose the wrong field.
But you drove them to the beach and then got drunk.
She drove them there.
Calm down, Billy Eichner. She drove them to the beach and then got drunk, so she could not drive them back. So they're like, we'll pretend to be a family and get a hotel room.
Yep.
Because that'll be easier and less,
probably less money than getting a cab.
Well, I was going to say less scandalous if they're a family that's staying in one room instead of a bunch of teenagers staying in one room. Because they do that often in animes where it's just like, we're going to have to pretend to be a family because we're stuck here, and it would be implied that we're having sex if we don't pretend to be a family.
I'm trying to remember.
Even then, people think we're having sex.
Suzu pretended to be president in Suda's
daughter.
At one
no,
point?
that was a different point.
That was at the beach. I'm trying to remember when.
It was at the beach. It was not at the hotel.
Okay.
Because
I can't remember what happened though.
Yeah, somebody was trying to hit on Shino, I think, and was so it's like, oh no, this is my boyfriend, and it's Suda, and it's like, okay. And then did somebody try to hit on her too? And it's like, this is my dad. Because Shino had already said the thing.
I don't know.
I don't remember, but she had to pretend to be their child at one point.
Okay. Sorry, I got us off track a little bit.
That's all right. It's jazz. We're doing jazz on this one.
You like jazz?
Yeah, but I'm not good at it.
So the teacher.
Yeah.
Needs to be in jail.
Anything
else?
I think the funniest bit with her was when Suda walks into the student council room and meets her for the first time. She's like, hey, who are you? Only authorized personnel should be in here. And then the student council president walks in and sees the teacher and says, hey, who are you? Only authorized personnel should be in here. Because she's a shitty supervisor. She's never there.
Also, she should be in jail because she gave one of her students a vibrator for a Christmas present.
Yeah.
Birthday present. It's like, what? What are you doing here?
Okay, but that bit was really funny at the Christmas thing where...
Christmas... Okay, that was pretty good.
Where he gets a...
There's like a white
elephant. White elephant, dirty Santa, whatever you want to call it, gift exchange. And the gift he gets just starts vibrating, and it's like...
Dang it.
Of course. And then...
They're like, well, you could use it too.
Yeah. And it's like, yes, he could. Don't be so brutish, Suda. Come on, man. There's things you can do with that. It's not all about you, man.
Yeah.
And even so, even if it was all about you, there are things you could do.
Probably makes as good chocolate milk, right?
Moving on. We've got... I was going to talk about the Christmas gift exchange. Okay, so he gets that, and it vibrates. And then Shino actually gives him like a personal present. He's like, oh, that's very thoughtful. And then it vibrates. And then they go outside because it's snowing.
Yeah.
And Santa Claus shows up in the sky with flying reindeer and drops a present for Suda. And people are like, as only Suda gets a present. Wow. And then it vibrates.
He got 3 vibrators for Christmas.
And one of them came from Santa. And it was a good bit.
I call that a good Christmas.
Now that's what I call Christmas. It was a good bit. Like the show.
Good bit. Like the second to last episode. Also, never mind. That's the next episode. I'll bring it up later.
There's another good... I mean, we're just talking about bits we appreciated. I liked the sports festival where it's a scavenger hunt. And he keeps getting picked by the girls as the item that they need to bring back. I think, was it Suzu was the first one, and it was like, bring back your goal or something, and she just wanted to be taller.
Yeah.
And then Arya brings him, and the thing was a pet you would like to have. And then we don't get to see what Shino's is, so it's implied that it's more romantically inclined. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. Oh, I guess I have more characters to talk about. We've got I have high hopes. I'm putting more stock in this character to bloom later.
Okay.
Mitsubi. I have Mitsubi.
I got A.
Okay. Well, I might have spelled it wrong, but
I got Mitsuba.
She wants to. She approaches Suda, and it's like, oh, is she going to, like, her friends are like egging her on.
Yeah.
Go talk to him, ask him, and then it's like, oh, is she gonna confess to him, ask him out, and she's like, you're on the student council. I want to start a judo club. It's like, okay,
Oh, okay.
but I mean, there are times where it's obvious that she's smitten with them.
Yeah, later
she gets the Love is War patented. God, what is it called? Shoujo vision for him at one point. So it's like he's not that chiseled. I know. I'm putting stock in her. She's going to be a bigger character. There is introduced late in the game. There's Igarashi Kaide, who is the disciplinary committee member who is scared of boys, so she does not patrol the first year hallways because all the boys in it.
How come I don't see you in the first floor hallway?
We've got Kotomi Suda, which is Suda Takatoshi's younger sister.
Yep.
He constantly blames her making dirty jokes as being like, you're way too
she's going through
puberty syndrome. But then we get flashbacks of her at Christmas being, when they were like 6 years old, being dirty too, and it's like, I don't think you can blame puberty on this one.
She asked about Santa's fetishes.
Yeah. And that is she's in middle school, but she does apply and makes it into the same school, so I think she's going to be more involved next season. But she has a fated meeting with Naruto Yokoshima,
the teacher.
The teacher who should be in jail. They connected during the interview segment.
Yeah, the whole thing with the sisters, basically, she's going through puberty, so she's like really dirty as well. Yeah, and she spends most of the season like studying for this exam to get into the school. At one point, Suzu tutors her a little bit, and then she gets to the test and she absolutely fails it.
Oh, for sure. I think she just fills in bubbles that say 3P, which is Japanese slang for threesome. Yeah. But she gets in because she aced the interview?
Community bit. It's like, okay, who drew butts? Those are boobs. And no, I don't know.
Yeah.
But she completely bombs the test, but then in the interview she gets the teacher.
Yeah. And the teacher's like, that girl needs to go here. Finally, a student I can teach.
What's your favorite subject? I love health. Specifically, health.
Yes.
And physical education. Specifically, the physical. And this teacher's just like, we have to have her in here.
Yeah. There is Nene Todoroki, who's introduced in the last episode. Even though she has an appearance in the opening, she doesn't show up until the last episode. She is the leader of the robotics club, and she became interested in robotics when she got her first vibrator, because of course, those are an important part of this show. Did we mention this show is rated MA-17?
I was going to look that up, and I'm assuming it was.
PVMA-17 is what it says when we watched it on technically Amazon Prime, but we needed to buy a subscription to High Dive through Amazon Prime, which does not work as a normal High Dive subscription and does not have all of High Dive's catalog, so I have since canceled it, but we have it for the rest of the month. Gotcha. So we might need to watch the show sooner rather than later.
Okay.
And then the last character, we do not get his name in the first season as far as I can tell, but on the wiki his name is Kinji Yanagimoto, and he is should we just go into the segment now?
Sure, we can.
He is our spotlight character in our new segment, appreciating the underappreciated glasses Kun.
Okay.
Which I'm sure we've talked about on this show, underappreciated glasses Kun. I once cosplayed as an underappreciated glasses Kun, and that I wore a sign around my neck at a convention that said underappreciated glasses Kun, and just wore my glasses. It's probably my most successful cosplay, and that most people commented on it more than the ones that actually put some work into, but not a lot of work into this other ones. But the you call it you just gotta watch the demo video. Google underappreciated glasses Kun, put it into
just search
put
Google
it into YouTube.
It comes up. It's a video.
Demolition D, also known as Douchebag Chocolate. It's got a great video where it's like one of those like for 6 easy payments of $49.99, and then it just like keeps getting more payments and bigger dollar amounts. It's like we will send you photos of your underappreciated glasses Kuns in their natural habitats. This is just, the character that we're talking about. They're the main character's friend. They don't get a lot of screen time. They typically have glasses.
Usually pretty horny.
Yeah, they're normally like a little horny at least. I've written down some classic examples. We've got Yusaku Kitamura from Toradora.
He's probably the S tier level of it.
Yeah, because he is a main character, but damn does he get sidelined.
Yes.
We got Joe from Digimon, sort of counts.
Sorry, there's a guy outside walking with the Domino's pizza box.
He's dope.
Go on.
And then, of course, the most famous underappreciated glasses Kuns. The guy from Sunny Boy who looks like Joe from Digimon.
That guy, he's an underappreciated glasses Kun. He has a ET powers.
Yeah, which he gave as S tier because it's like that movie. Oh man, we just got our Sunny Boy Blu-rays in. We both ordered the Blu-ray. Oh, you didn't get yours?
Mine's not in yet. I think mine's coming in probably Monday.
Okay, so I just got my Sunny Boy Blu-ray in.
Yeah,
we both ordered it. I'm so excited. I don't think I can rewatch it right now, but there's special features I kind of want to watch. One of them said Sunny Boy Masterclass.
Wow.
Ooh. Did they take our podcast about Sunny Boy and turn it into a class?
I'd be mad because we did not get paid for
that. They didn't consult us on that. Nor have they probably heard of it because I don't think they care about America. But yeah, no, we just want to throw a spotlight here. He is pretty much the epitome of underappreciated glasses Kun, and that we don't get his name.
He's properly appreciated. He has like 2 bits, I think. He has a Valentine's episode where he like gets a haircut, or like slicks his hair back to try to get some Valentines, but he doesn't get any.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just been like, he's underappreciated in the fact that he is not there. He's just sort of shown sometimes when Suda needs to be talking to another character that's not a girl.
Yes.
So,
I think he's the only other male speaking part.
Ooh. No.
Santa Claus. Assuming he's male.
People that hit on them at the beach.
That's true. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe somebody...
There might have been another, like, student who said 1 or 2 lines.
Or there might have been a, the person who works at the front desk at the inn or something, or, some tour guide or something, or who knows. But yeah, that's not very many male characters. Just fine with me. Those are our characters. That's our appreciating the underappreciated.
That's basically our plot as well.
Yeah. So they go through the school year. They do bits. Culture festival happens.
They do a sports. No, they do a culture festival.
He falls asleep during the culture festival.
It's weird because usually culture festivals are like 2 or 3 episodes. This is like half an episode.
Yeah.
It's like interesting choice there.
I liked the culture festival part because he okay, I'm finally on break from my duties in the student council, and he just sits on a bench and falls asleep, and he's like, I missed the culture festival.
I like that.
And then Shino is like, well, we still have the after school bonfire and dance.
I'll go if you want.
And it's like, yes, 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 yes. I've been saying that a lot.
Like Arya borrowed her maid's outfit and she didn't wash it. Like, why would you wash it?
Washing clothes is
also
such a shame. She gave a performance in a play, and it's like she had a vibrator in the whole time. It's like, what? Why is she like this?
I like that she wears a chastity belt. It's like, oh yeah, I gotta take this off before going into the bath.
Yeah. She forgot her key to it when they were in the.
So then it helicopter her a spare key, I guess.
Yeah. It's like, what is this show? Why is she like this?
It's a good bit because they find the key and it's like, well, this doesn't open the door. What does this key go to? I need that key for my collection.
Ben, that was very creepy what you just said. I hope you. I know what you meant.
It's a reference that you would get, but nobody else would.
Yeah. Ben likes to play D&D characters who are obsessed with keys.
Yes,
because they might become useful 6 towns away from where they were at, from the guard we stole it from. If
I play a rogue, I keep the keys.
Did you play any character, you keep the keys?
No, I'm not collecting keys now.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. You haven't really found any keys.
That's true.
Let's see. That's our characters. That's our plot. I guess we can go into. Do you want to do your segment?
What's my segment?
It's not Best Girl and All Aboard. It's the other one.
Oh, Dope Hat?
Yeah. I don't know if you had a way to introduce that or not.
Nope.
Okay.
Dope Hat.
Got it.
Hana wears a cool hat at the end. At the very last episode.
Hana? Or Hata?
Hata, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, it's one of those it's sort of, it's got a bill like a baseball cap does, but it's sort of poofy on top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a dope hat.
It's a dope hat. That's it.
All right, that was the dope hat segment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do All Aboard or Best Girl?
Do you want to go? Do you have any notes to go through?
Oh, okay. I have one note.
Okay. I have
2 notes. Then we can go through your notes, I suppose. Getting a cold is...
Oh, yeah, we got to bring that up.
Yeah, it's so easy to get a cold in Japan. I love it. We just need to talk about it. It happens in this episode. It happens in this anime. It happens in a lot of animes. If you get wet for a second in Japan, you're getting a cold.
Yes.
Immediately. It's no wonder why umbrellas are so important there.
There's something in the rain that if it touches you, you get a cold.
Yeah. Unless you are wearing a swimsuit at the beach, you get wet whatsoever, you're going to get a cold.
Also, you're fine if it's snowing.
Yeah, snow is fine. That's dry.
That's dry. That's dry rain.
Yeah. And then the only other note I have
is... He got wet for 2 seconds and started sneezing.
Yeah. The only other note I have... You gotta
get that checked out. That's an immune disease or something.
Apparently, I looked it up. It wasn't the rain that made him get a cold. It was the stress of having to deal with the student council. All their dirty jokes all the time.
Oh, okay,
They wore him out. And he got he's physically
the
exhausted.
Rain.
The rain didn't help. But that was the apparent explanation.
I do like that part. He gives the umbrella and then he tries to run for the crosswalk, but then he gets to the stop sign. He's just like, you want to come back over here? He's like, no, I'm good. And he sneezes.
Yeah. The only other note I have is the last episode turns into a clip episode, sort of, but they change things and they say clips that don't happen, which is, if you're going to do a clip episode, that's the way to do it, because I fucking hate clip episodes.
Yeah.
It's a waste of everybody's time. It's like, I know there's 5 minutes of new content here, so I gotta watch it.
My notes. There are dildos in the opening.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. That kind of threw you off guard, I think.
Yeah. Their student council room sucks. It's just a room with a table.
It's probably more accurate than most student council rooms we see.
After watching Kaguya-sama, it's a dump.
Yep.
It's hard to go back. Episode 3, Dear Lord, that's a lot of deer.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I think that's like a place you can go, like a deer
Yeah,
park in Japan.
I just wanted to make that joke.
Yeah.
Dear Lord, it's a lot of deer. You can get split ends in your pubic hair. I didn't know that.
Apparently.
Also, what are split ends?
I don't know. I'm sure I've had them before, but I've never cared.
Is that like when the end of your hair is like splits?
I think your follicle, it's normally only supposed to have one hair in it. Like somehow the hair gets...
Split ends happen when the ends of your hair become dry, brittle, and frayed.
Yeah, but what is it?
It may resemble the end of an unraveled rope.
Okay, so one hair starts to become like two, but it's not necessarily at the actual follicle, it's just at the end of the hair.
Gotcha.
So, okay. That's kind of what I thought it was.
The end of your hair kind of splits.
Yeah.
A split end. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that answers that.
So it's like, okay. What's your next note?
What is sloppy underwear?
What is sloppy underwear?
The president says she keeps all of her uniform nice and neat, except for her like underwear. She keeps that sloppy.
I think that just means like bunched up, or I think in that scene it meant she wasn't wearing underwear.
Okay. So sloppy underwear is no underwear.
Or possibly like, okay, it's clenched up, or who knows? I don't know, ripped. Who knows?
Gotcha. Suda has a talent for writing. He writes Popeye and the Cat.
Popeye and the Cat?
Yeah, the guy looked like Popeye to me.
Okay. I don't think that was actually part of the story. I think that was people saying, like adding stuff to a story. It's like, that was not part of it.
The maid's name was Dejima.
Okay.
Dejima. And she was most likely a porn star? Or something like that?
Or a call girl or something before.
Yeah.
Possible.
Pitching a tent while pitching a tent?
Oh, yeah, they talk about camping or something.
Yeah.
And then he specifically mentions camping and stuff several times, but they keep thinking that he means pitching a tent.
Yeah.
His pants.
I just also wrote the other guys get it. I don't know what that means. I forget.
I think that's at the sports festival. It's the only time we see other guys.
What is it? The president has a 98% approval rating, but they say that's probably just because nobody else wants to do it.
Yeah, they're like, we approve you being the president because I don't want to do it. I'm glad somebody's doing it. I'm glad it's not me.
At one point they say triple anus. I don't know why.
Okay. Alright.
Also, you can get 50 free plungers if you buy that cleaner.
That's a good deal.
That sounds like an amazing deal. Just sell the plungers.
I mean, but what do you need 50 plungers for? Unless you are rich. In which case,
I
why
bet
do you need...
Arya probably has 50 plungers.
I know, unless you are rich. And have 50 bathrooms.
Again, just sell the plungers.
I guess you could just sell plungers.
Or you can build like a plunger wall. It's like rock climbing, except the plungers.
Now I'm just thinking of, what is that? Not Night a Short Walk On Girl. Tatami Galaxy.
Yeah.
Where the guy has a climbing wall, but it's all boobs.
Yeah.
And then that guy sort of gets redeemed by the end. He sort of becomes likable.
Best ship of the show.
Oh, God. Tatami Galaxy. What a show. Go watch that show.
Then my very last note is, was that Keon's jacket?
What?
Last episode, Suda's wearing a jacket. It looks very much like
Keon's
jacket.
Like his winter coat?
Yeah.
Okay. Keon's got a good winter coat.
Yeah. He wasn't wearing the scarf, but it looked like his coat.
Okay. All right. So those are your notes.
Those are my notes.
Okay, do we want to do all aboard or best girl?
Let's do best girl first.
Okay. So...
Oh, we gotta do dibs count, too.
Oh, yeah. Do you have count of that?
I have what I have.
Okay, then I guess I have everybody else, I'm assuming.
No, that's not how that works. If you don't write it down, it doesn't count.
There are definitely people I know I have dibs on.
Well, you should have wrote it down then.
I didn't.
I know you have Arya.
Okay. Who do you have dibs on?
I have Shino.
Yep.
The president. I have Mutsumi.
Okay.
And I have the fake childhood friend that he, like, imagines.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I've just got Arya. Maybe Suzu?
I don't think anybody called Suzu. I think you might have the
person that should be in prison?
No, Hata.
Oh, Renko Hata? Okay. Who should probably also be in prison? For stalking. Should at least have a restraining order on her.
Yeah. Okay, so that was dibs count. Now we can do best girl.
Okay. I mean, at this point, I want to go Shino Amakusa, but I've got some stock put into Mitsumi Mitsubi.
I think I'm the same with you. I think this is a pretty tight race for me, I think.
So who do you...
Mitsumi Mitsuba is very close second. I think Shino just has the edge.
Yeah.
I like Arya.
I like Suzu as well.
I like Suzu as well.
I like Suzu more than I like Arya, just because
I think so too.
The archetype of Arya doesn't really... It's like, okay, she's playing the rich, ditzy, detached from reality girl that... And then it's like, I don't know, it's just...
Yeah. I think it's...
She's too much. There's too much going on with Arya. I like Suzu in that... I don't know, she's good at math. She's smart. She seems like a nice person.
The most normal, I guess.
Yes. Mitsubi is
I feel like the other two, like, especially with, like, the president, you kind of fear for your life a little bit.
Yeah. It's like... Yeah, but it's kind of like in a I'm intrigued way. Like,
yeah. I'm
scared of you, but also turned on.
But also, you might kill me.
Pulling up, I just have to figure out what is this character's actual name.
What character?
Yeah, it's Mitsuba. I wrote it down.
Mitsuba.
Wrong. Okay.
Yeah. No, but I really like Mitsuba. She's a close second. But right now, I think
I have high hopes for her.
Mm-hmm. Also, she can kick my ass.
She can kick your ass. We do like that. Yeah. So put stocks into Shino.
We're buying
Mitsuba.
We're buying Mitsuba and Shino stocks.
We're
selling Arya for now.
We're gonna hold on to Arya.
We're gonna hold it.
We're gonna hold on Arya. We're definitely dumping before price goes down even further on the teacher Naruko Yokoshima.
Oh, I never bought her.
Yeah. It's like we gotta dump that stock. You've got that stock, dump it.
We were introduced to Nene Todoroki.
Yes.
Immediately bought stocks. Immediately sold those stocks.
Yeah,
I ain't getting into that.
Yeah, that's
short hair with glasses. Okay. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that's she's a bit of a freak. I don't know. I can't really say dump anybody except maybe the teacher. If you've got Arya stocks, hold on to them. But you should be buying Shino and Mitsuba right now. Yeah. And I would go ahead and buy Suzu as well. Hold on to Arya, buy Suzu, Shino, and Mitsuba. Dump Naruko Yokoshima stocks.
You're betting Shino has the highest odds. Mitsuba's second highest.
Yes.
And then I would say Suzu's your underdog pick.
Yes. But all of them are probably going to get more development.
Yes.
So put in stuff there. I hope to God they get more development because that's the part of the show that I like. Because I am a sucker for rom-coms. So, I mean, that really just moves... The problem with this type of show and All Aboard is that there's really only one guy to ship just with everybody.
Yeah.
And so Best Girl is really the same as All Aboard.
I would disagree with you.
Okay.
I would say I like Suda and Suzu.
You like Suda and Suzu best.
Yes.
I like Suda
I like him
Shino best. Then him and Suzu. Then him and Mitsuba.
I would say it's, for me, for ship, it's him and Suzu, then him and Mitsumi, and then him and Shino.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. He just has the most time with Shino, so
I don't know. It's tough. I like all three of those characters.
Yeah. All aboard. There's not too many side ships or anything like that for us to spotlight. Just the one guy and all the girls.
Maybe Arya and her chastity belt, I guess. That's about it.
Ship that. Arya and her maid, I suppose.
Nah.
It's a little creepy.
I don't know. Hata and her camera.
Hata, I don't know how I feel about Hata. She rubs me the wrong way in this season, but I feel like they're setting up for her to be a more likable character because she's in the show a lot.
Maybe.
She's like the next most occurring character after the main four.
Yeah, that's true. She's fifth build, I think.
But, I mean, that's really all we have to talk about this show, unless you've got something else you want to fill in. Again, I gave it a 6 out of 10. I want to watch more, which is the best compliment I can give it.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I think going back on kind of impressions, the main, I guess, issue with it is I think it's too fast, especially when you're watching a sub of it.
Yeah, and like
it's
the sub that they have on
track.
Amazon Prime is a lot of times they'll put like, oh hey, there's text on the screen for a text gag, and then that subtitle gets put down at the bottom, and you're like, wait, somebody's also talking.
And it's also so fast paced where if you like
you
look away for 2 seconds, you're gonna miss a joke.
Yeah, you're gonna miss the joke. Yeah. And
so I'm just like, wait, what happened?
Yeah,
so
it's like, doesn't matter. We're moving on to the next joke.
I think one of the problems is maybe it's just, again, that language barrier where it's just there's a filter in there that we need.
Yeah, comedy is harder to get across in the language barrier too, but there's good jokes in there. There's good bits. Some of the ones that I've seen before didn't really strike. It's like when I see a line in a trailer, that line doesn't impress me, or a joke in a trailer that doesn't impress me in the movie because I've seen it a million times. Like, everybody quotes the Scott Pilgrim line, bread makes you fat.
Bread makes you fat?
But I've never laughed at it because it was in the trailer. Mm-hmm. And I saw that trailer so many times that when it came in the movie, I'm like, well, that's the line that everybody knows. That's not even all that funny. Like, I know in the back of my head, like, yeah, it's a very funny bit, but it's just dead to me.
I gotcha.
So, those ones where, the clips I've seen where it's like, okay, this is the clip that made me want to watch the show, kind of fell flat. Especially because I'm like, oh, I was trying to explain the clip to, like, get you interested in the show, and it's like, I didn't really deliver it right, now it's ruined for you, too, or...
I like that he tries it again with the other person.
Yeah, that I forgot about the second bit there. So that I think turned it around. I'm like, oh yeah, that was good. But no, I would give this show a try. If you like comedy, and then it's obviously popular enough that lots of when I saw the GIF and I'm like, I need to figure out the name of the show. So I went to the comments on Reddit and people were in there recommending it, so people like it. So check it out. Otherwise, you are now leaving the anime territory.
I forgot to record the very beginning of this podcast. Goodbye.